Hey, yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. We got Jamie the Great.
Yeah.
Big shout out to our homie, DJ Never. Rest in peace, DJ Never. Never forever. We're here in New York. We've invaded Sound Collective. I'm sitting with two DJs. I've been watching these two DJs for a minute. I met them at Everyday People a couple years ago. I believe one of them was DJing and he killed it. I want to talk about that, and I've just stayed in contact. Recently, I just saw they had one of the biggest Juneteenth parties in the country. I want to definitely talk about that, but that's just the beginning of what these two DJs are doing. I'm really glad to have them here. And, you know, one of them changed their flight to make sure that we could do this and make this possible. Big shout out to our guest, Showcase and FLYGERIAN. What's good, fellas? What's good, yo?
That means a lot.
Yeah. Nah. I always try to see what's going on, and I always love hearing like great DJs. FLYGERIAN, you did a great set at Everyday People. I think it was like 2022 or 21. I think it was 22.
21. Yeah, 21.
Damn, 21. So I've been following y'all since 21. Yeah. And you did a great set. You were killing dancehall.
Thank you, brother.
Into hip hop, into R&B, into Afrobeats, some little I'm a piano, and then you even went to some Natasha Bedingfield. You played a little Unwritten over there. I've never seen this many like black girls singing Unwritten in my life.
That boy good.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No, but he was all over the place, and it was a great vibe. And I met you guys were like super friendly. I started following you, and I recently checked you out at Somewhere Nowhere Showcase.
Yep.
You was doing your thing, and I'm really excited to have you guys here. And I actually want to talk about this Juneteenth because it's coming up. Yes. So you guys started, when it was the first Juneteenth party, and I want to get this Instagram right. It was like Juneteenth, New Jersey, NJ, right?
Yep. Juneteenth, NJ, yep.
And you guys put it together where I'm alone with some friends. How did this all happen?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to say thank y'all for having us, man. We've been watching this shit religiously.
Come on, Showcase.
I think before it even was like a visual thing, I think it was just straight up like SoundCloud and
trading links.
Yeah, man. It was like coming across that at the time was like a gem for us, being able to take in all the game from DJs, and then it started expanding. So it's kind of surreal for us to be here. You know?
Shout out to you guys, because that was about 7 years ago. You guys were 21, and you guys were like trying to soak up the game and actually listen instead of being like, "Yo, we know it all."
Oh, shit, so 7 years ago, huh?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I did the math quick. I'm like, damn, they was young.
No, the growth has been tremendous for you guys, and it's just an honor to be here.
Oh, thank you guys.
I'm echoing his statements. He said it best.
That's crazy. I would, I always forget. I would never thought that like DJs your age would have been checking out for us, like listening.
Yeah,
especially at 21. The 21, you think you know everything. You can buy a drink, so you feel like you know the world. But shouts to you guys for being spongy.
You're probably talking shit like, what the fuck are these old ass
this
talking about?
Nah, not at all, man.
It paid off. It definitely paid off.
We're at that Rutgers campus, tapped in.
Yeah. But I would say for Juneteenth, it started in 2020. Basically. It just came from us politicking at a bar pre-pandemic in like January. We're talking to our friends like, yo, we should do something for Juneteenth this year.
Yeah.
Ended up not. We were like, we're just gonna throw a party. You're like, whatever it may be. Like not like what it ended up being. Then the pandemic hit. Me and Fly started live streaming. Which is we'll get into that a little later. But that live stream just led to us kind of like we got it was Zay, who was his roommate.
I was
at
living
the
in
time.
Jersey City at the time.
And Zay brought up the idea. He's another co-founder of Juneteenth. It's me, him, and Zay.
Yeah.
So he brought up the idea of like, yo, man, let's after all of these protests, let's like go do a little picnic at the park. And
Liberty State Park in Jersey City.
Yeah,
in Jersey City.
By the way, I got to shout you guys out. You guys are representing Jersey. You guys,
big Jersey.
Jersey all day, born and raised.
Jersey is in the building. I forgot to rep you.
Yeah,
we were gonna get to that.
Typical New Yorker. Typical New Yorker. Shouts to Bayonne, Jersey City.
I like it because every time I talk to Showcase, he's trying to pull me to Jersey.
Yep.
And I rarely go to Jersey. But
every time.
But he still does it, and I gotta go. I gotta come through one of these days. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Better pizza. I just wanted to toss that.
Better diners.
Yep. Shout out to Tops.
Okay, let's get to the Juneteenth before we start disrespecting motherfuckers now. All right.
So Juneteenth. Zay said, let's do an event at the park, just a small picnic. He said, you know what? The governor is saying like they're going to lift the outdoor gathering ban to like up to 200 people or something. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
we all want to be outside. Let's go do it.
Right.
We put out a promo, and around that same time that promo came out, like the flyer on Instagram, that's when the governor announced that the outside ban is officially lifted.
Oh, wow.
So it kind of went in tandem.
And they're thinking we have insider info on the government or the
Yeah.
city.
And at the
Somebody
time,
did.
if you're thinking about engagement, like that was probably like the highest engaging post we've ever seen. Like over 1,000+ likes and over 1,000+ shares. We're like,
Crazy.
What is happening right now?
Yeah.
And you know, at the time, which is like, it wasn't officially reserved. It was like, we were just gonna go and set up shop and hopefully, you know.
So your idea was like, let's do something like local,
Yeah.
and like something like, you know, where our homies and our friends
Family
and
and
every
friends.
family friends, maybe 200-300 people at most, and then like the timing of it was just incredible, right?
Yes.
Because it was like the ban was lifted and everyone could be outside, and then boom, your fly is out there.
And people are still wary, you know.
Yeah.
People have masks on, so we're really thinking it's actually going to be a
Yeah,
social
because it's
distance.
2020. Yeah.
This is June 2020.
Yeah, we're thinking it's going to be a social
This is the
distance.
height of everything.
Yeah, so we were actually like, okay, everybody keep their space.
You would think like some picnic blankets spread out,
Exactly.
split apart.
That's
you know?
exactly what the vibe we were trying to go for.
So innocent.
Hey, yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? This is Crooked. We got Jamie the Great here.
Yeah.
We're here to let you know that we have launched our Patreon, and if you fuck with us,
Really fuck with us.
if you really fuck with us,
Some ride or die shit out
like
here.
if you a roadie for life,
Not a casual.
no, I'll take a casual roadie.
Fuck a casual.
I'll take a casual roadie, but if you're a roadie for life, you're gonna go to patreon.com/road podcast. That's patreon.com/road podcast.
One more time for the people in the back.
Patreon.com/road podcast.
Yes.
And you're gonna sign up, and you're gonna get an extra episode with this membership.
Yep.
You're gonna get early access to episodes. You're gonna see behind the scenes vlogs.
Yep.
You're gonna see extra interviews that we've never released.
Whoa, you're giving a lot of free shit going on.
A lot of free shit.
No,
Look,
Crooked.
this is our opportunity to like further build and enhance our community
Yes.
that we built with y'all. This is like a deeper dive into what we do and what goes on here. And you know, these extra episodes that we're gonna release a month on our Patreon, this is gonna go back to kind of the old school road podcast where we would talk about all our personal experiences and everything that's going on, from gigs to music to, you know,
Foundation of us.
everything.
Everything.
So if you want to show support, go to patreon.com/road podcast. That's patreon.com/road podcast. We'll see you there.
See you there.
There was no RSVP system or nothing at the time. It was just like, hey guys, like pull up to this event. And you know, we were trying to like reserve the park, but they said due to the pandemic, they're not doing any reservations. You can just kind of go. So we said, all right, bet. We get there, we set up a little tent, some EV speakers, one EV sub. You know what I mean?
We had since college. You had the EV sub forever.
I'm gonna put up the picture right now. That
Yeah.
shit looks
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, crazy.
It looked like you guys were trying to spread the word of Christ or some shit. So
You know what they look like?
no, it
They
looks
look
crazy.
like a T-Mobile, like they're giving out free phones.
We had a Boost Mobile tent.
Listen,
Fucking
man.
cricket over here.
Yeah, cricket tent.
Like they're the radio station. Like, yo, sign up and get this free Boost
Here's a
Mobile
sticker.
phone.
Here's a
Yeah.
sticker. Yeah. It was the funniest like visual. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
you guys are sick.
Yeah.
So we was rocking out with that. I think people got there before us, before we even set up, and it was like, you know, they set up their little picnic blankets and stuff. And by like 4 or 5 o'clock, we talking 5,000+ people, man.
Crazy.
Like I'm
Insane.
looking 360 view. We're surrounded by people, electric sliding, and
We got to pull up that electric slide clip too.
Send that clip over.
Crazy.
There you go.
you know, we were just like, it was to the point where, you know, Hot 97 wanted to get involved. They like did some media coverage.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was a lot of like famous names that people were saying that were in attendance. Like people from as far as like Georgia came to this
Yeah.
event.
So crazy.
And I was just like, wow, people have been really trying to get outside. And, you know, by the grace of God, like the cops let it rock because it was a crazy traffic jam throughout the park. If you know Liberty State Park, it's kind of not too many ways in and out. But they let us rock, and, you know, the rest was kind of history.
Real quick. At what point do you look at each other and say, yo, what the fuck happened?
I would say like 4
Yeah,
o'clock.
yeah.
Probably like every like 15, 20
It
minutes.
just kept going.
Yeah.
It just kept going up. We're just like, but you know, when you're in the moment, sometimes you're just in it. We're just playing records, and yeah, it was just fun. It was like our friends.
Yes.
We didn't really realize what was going on until like in retrospect when you see the clips and everything. It's just like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, because you can only see
Mind
so
blown.
far. We don't have a stage.
With the
Yeah,
tent,
yeah.
is
We're
the
like
same.
level-eyed with everybody, so we're
Yeah.
basically DJing for like the first 50
Exactly.
to 100 people we see.
yeah.
It wasn't until after that we were like, oh nah, this is really insane. Like,
It's crazy.
So yeah,
And then so like the next year,
Mm-hmm.
you guys did like 15,000 plus, right?
yeah, 18.
18,000.
yeah.
Get the numbers straight, motherfucker.
Going
So
in-
2021 you did 18,000.
Yeah.
2022, do you know what you did?
Yeah, so 2021 we scaled it up. We did an RSVP system. They
Right.
like
You guys got like a stage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a good part to tell too, because realizing that we had something special on our hands in 2020, going into 2021. I remember working at a Rock Nation, and I was like running around like, yo, how do you throw a festival? Like, how do you get sponsorship dollars? And I was just going from office.
Wait, what do
to
you do?
office.
What were you doing at Rock Nation?
I was doing digital marketing and strategy.
Okay.
So like, yeah, like
Oh,
I
you have a graphic design background, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was doing digital marketing strategy. It's kind of like working with athletes and artists and kind of, designing day-to-day things. Like if somebody hits a triple-double that's on our roster, I'll make a graphic for that. Or
Right.
if somebody gets signed to a label or went platinum, I might make a graphic for that kind of
Okay.
thing. So being in that building, I'm trying to utilize all the resources. I'm like going from office to office. Hey, like how do you pitch to a client? Like how can we get money? Long story short, I ended up pitching the Paper Planes. Emery Jones. Yeah, so like they put
Crazy.
me.
What up,
Yeah.
Flex? I went down to his office next door. Emery,
That
what's
was
up?
that was the
Vegas
benefit.
Jones.
Like he wasn't there all the time, but if he was there, it's like So he put me at a long round table. He phoned in and I pitched it to the whole team. Like this is what we did last year. This is what we want to do this year. And he was like, I like it. I like the vibe.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got off the call. He's a very short spoken man, but he's very like profound when he speaks. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
once I got off the call, he was like, hit all the employees like, you're good. Like it's a lock.
Yeah.
So fronting us like a bunch of money.
Yeah.
To which basically ended up getting us that stage
Nice.
and that LED wall and the sound. Like we didn't really find that much sponsorship. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I got a sponsorship from Paper Planes, and then I went upstairs and there's a label called EQ for like independent artists.
Yeah.
And I remember Sweetness, she gave some more money, and that we put that together. And I called the production guy like, "Yo, what can we do with this much money?" And he got us a stage, like a SL 100 or something, and like some subs and some sound. Put an LED wall back
in the
there,
back, and we're rock and roll.
and then we. That really, I feel like, made a difference, a big difference, because we moved to a different space in the park, right with the New York skyline behind us. It was such a scenic thing. And
It was like you just elevated it to
Yeah.
another. Like you just made it. Like you just validated the whole party. Like yo,
Right.
like, we're taking this shit seriously.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
And he didn't even have to leave the building.
No.
He just
He kept going up the stairs. This is what I'm saying. He kept going up the flight of stairs, and the money just kept going up. It's like, yo, add the other sub. Yo, add the LED wall. Like, what the fuck is he doing?
I was there stressing, man, because I would be like, they give you a work laptop and I have my personal laptop, and I'm also doing the graphics and the marketing for Juneteenth while I'm trying to like balance, so literally work-life balance,
And I don't want to put your shit out there, but you're only 25 trying to do all this shit.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out yourself. There's no guidance. There's no like somebody over your shoulder.
Not at all.
yeah.
But it's
Respect.
great.
It's the
It's
three of
like,
us.
it's some things that just like when you think about it now, it's like, wow, the timing of it all, right?
Yeah.
To be working at Rock Nation,
Divine.
just like some things just happen organically, and you're just like, wow, we were like, that was just really, it's almost like, it's not luck, but it's almost like everything just fit into place like perfectly.
Absolutely divine.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
happens for a
That's
reason.
really dope. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So I got a question. So you're doing this event. You guys are throwing it yourselves. You guys have to start learning about permits.
Yeah.
And like all this shit that is there like you guys aren't worried about drinks or anything, or like is there entry? Like how are you working? You have to block shit off. Like how does this work out?
So I would say at this point we do have some sort of RSVP
Yeah.
system, and we were in contact with the the park and their management, and we say we're gonna have X amount of people, and I guess leading up to the event, we ended up exceeding the RSVPs that we expected, but we still went on with the event.
Yeah.
In the midst of all this happening, we have Queen Latifah tweeting about the
Oh, shit.
the
Yeah,
event.
Oh, Jersey,
crazy.
stand up.
We got some people saying that, Vinny, Uncle Vin Rock, shout out to Vin Rock, that's my OG now. He pulled up. You know, he was talking about it, so we're like,
okay. Vinny from Naughty by Nature. Yeah.
They'll just pull up that clip too.
Yeah,
pull it up.
I saw that clip.
Yeah,
Vinny got the short arms.
Yeah,
Papa Ray.
It's wonderful.
So it's like, yes, there are, you know, certain ordinances, but we fell in line with everything.
Amazing.
But you can't stop the culture. You can't stop the people that want to come out and have a good time, right?
And they pulled up.
You know, they pulled up with their children, with their grandma. You know, we had 3 different generations.
All ages.
Right.
All ages.
Yeah, it's a family shit. It's a family
It was
affair.
literally a family affair, and it's just like no violence, no nothing. So it's just like, what can
garbage.
you do?
Just a lot of garbage.
Just a lot of garbage. Definitely.
Like at the end, you know, I
man.
said, we had a limited budget.
Yeah.
We didn't have no cleanup crew.
So you guys are cleaning up at the end.
We were there until 3 a.m.
That's fucking.
And then they still charged us.
Yeah,
I love it.
It was
But-
such a huge plot of land and so many people that we didn't even get to finish. But you know,
Yeah.
it's growing pains. You know,
Wait, they charge you at like littering shit or like?
Yeah, they charge us for like extra security and
Yeah.
garbage.
Oh, okay.
Like
How much was
cleanup
that? How
fee.
much was that?
it's a pretty
like-
penny.
We ended up having to pay like 15, 20 G's or something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh shit!
Overtime.
Wait, what
Overtime,
the
yeah,
fuck?
pretty penny. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Call
had
your
it-
family back. Everybody pick up your shit.
And I think these are the things that people don't realize that goes into
no.
you know, doing these like large scale events. You know what I'm saying? They think that, okay, you have all these people, oh, it's lit. Everything is lit. You know, optics matter, right? You know, people see the optics, people see what's publicly facing, but man, they charge us for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We
crazy.
But we kept
put
going.
up the GoFundMe.
Go
So this is
talk
community
about
right
it.
here.
Talk about it.
We put up a GoFundMe, raised about 10 G's off of that.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
The people came out and supported us. We were so hesitant to do that, but it was like they want their money and we want to do it again next year. We have to find a way.
It truly takes a community.
And they backed us up on that.
Yeah, because you guys aren't charging for the event. Are
No,
you?
Exactly.
Nah.
Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, we did that, but then, you know, going into the next year, our goal was like, yo, how big can we make this thing at that point? But you know, the park was like, how small can you make it?
Let's reduce the number, guys.
Yeah.
So
Let's turn it back a little bit.
they were like, yeah, we can do 5,000 people and you can charge them, and you know, and we can, this is how much it's going to cost. They want us to fence these acres of land. If you know fencing, it's a pretty penny.
Yeah.
So long story short, we had to explore other options. We bumped into a guy, Brian, from he has a production company, Premier Vibes, and he had a partnership with American Dream Mall. And then from there, I just he showed us a parking lot. After like being turned down by like 5 different parks, we was like, what else can we do? We have to make this happen. Showed us a parking lot between MetLife and Izod Center. It was like, y'all want to do it? And we said, all right, like, let's try it.
Last minute. When was this?
This is like April 20 something.
April. So mind you, this is a
2
June
months.
event.
Yeah.
2 months now to, you know, put this together.
And yeah, so we ended up, you know, not to get in all the details, but we had to find a way to pay a rental fee for that too. It's probably like a lot of money. We leveraged a partnership with a newer ticketing platform called Posh. And they
Shout out to Avanti.
Yeah, big shout out to
Big shout
Avanti.
out to Avanti.
You know, they bet on us, we bet on them because they were relatively new at the time.
Yeah.
They fronted us money so we can be exclusive partners for that event, and it worked out for the better. That was our first time selling tickets to the event. We were kind of worried, like,
That's
are people
scary.
gonna-
Yeah.
Oh man.
So,
'Cause when it's free, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Vibe.
and I remember, so like the recurring theme from 2021, 2022 was we started putting word out that it's happening. Like, we put out the official flyer Memorial Day weekend. So we had about like 3 weeks to promote this thing, right?
Yeah.
Not by choice, but just by like
Circumstance.
This is how we found,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So we ended up putting out that flyer, and then people are going crazy. Before we even put it out on the Instagram, we sold like 200 tickets.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, we on to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And long story short, we ended up selling a little over 10,000 tickets. Like,
Wow.
In like 2-3 weeks.
yeah.
God damn.
And this
Crazy.
is like organic, man. We didn't
All
do no
organic.
paid ads or like.
We never really did any kind of sponsored ad.
You guys didn't go
It's
on
all
radio,
organic.
like
No,
local
not at
news,
all.
none of that.
Just
Nah.
rising local talent from Jersey, and I think we had Just Blaze. Shout out to Just Blaze. We
Just
had
Blaze
him
was our
on.
headliner, yeah.
Headliner,
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it,
Pretty
yeah.
sick.
So he went on, and then Just Blaze, and then I like closed the show.
Yeah.
And like it's been really magical kind of doing this event. Like as a DJ focused thing for the most part.
Yeah.
In 2021, just going back there, I remember working on the documentary, made like a mini doc about the come up, and I remember like saying, "Yo, Emery, I got to show this to you. I got to show this to you," because he didn't make it to the event, but his people were there, and I remember like going into like this big screening room in the office and like playing it for him, and I remember the next day, he was like, "Hey, Shaw, I want to introduce you to somebody." I turn around and it's fucking DJ Clark Kent.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And I'm like staring at like the guy, you know? I'm just like, yo, there's no fucking way this is. I'm like, yeah. He's like, nice to meet you. I'm Clark. I'm like, bro, you not know who you are. Like, and he takes him to the screening room and we show it to him.
Wow.
And he was just like,
I think y'all called me on FaceTime.
yeah, bro.
And I'm on FaceTime like, yo, that's Emery, that's Clark Kent. That's crazy.
What the fuck is going on?
Like we are like 20, we're in our 20s and stuff, but our like people that we view as like OGs are like, you know, these kind of guys.
Yeah.
So
Surreal.
yeah, he was watching it in awe, and he's just like, I remember saying, you know, we did this with no headliner.
Yeah.
And he was like, what are you talking about? Y'all are the headliners.
You don't need that. Y'all
He said, you don't need the headliners. And my head's been gassed ever since, like really understanding the value of a DJ.
For
you know what I
sure.
mean? And especially in that context of like bringing that many people together, and you didn't need a big name to like, but you guys are the big names now.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So we've been walking in that purpose ever since.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how we try to highlight and spotlight many DJs from the Jersey area, New York, etc.
That's important.
Yeah.
Because it's a Jersey event. It's
Absolutely.
this is like, you know, like this is some Jersey shit.
Yep.
Just don't ever forget to always try to put Jersey on, you know.
Yeah.
From you know. That's very, very important. I talk to a lot of motherfuckers who have local parties and they sometimes forget, like, yo, you got to rep your city.
Yeah.
And you got to, like, you know, bring up the future DJs and all the youth that's coming up. You know,
Yeah.
that's really important. That's great, yo.
Really big on that.
Yeah.
Jersey rising talent,
Yep.
upcoming talent, local artists, visual artists as well. We have open mics, black-owned vendors and businesses, small-owned businesses, all from Jersey, at least 90 to 95%.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. So 2022, the events popping off, over 10,000 tickets sold.
Yep,
You got
yep.
this new parking lot space.
Yep. We
then-
basically built the festival on top of the parking
From
lot.
scratch.
Crazy.
You know, fencing. You know, we learned a lot of festival terminology.
Yeah.
Egress. And,
Yeah.
you know, all
I don't
that
know
shit. So we we got a better production. You know, we got stage banners and we knew the people were kind of going to be a little upset that we didn't have a park. You can't lay your picnic blanket down.
Right.
Yeah, we
So
laid
we-
turf.
We ended up like American Dream. They had like a indoor soccer turf.
Yeah.
That they were just laying in a warehouse somewhere.
Oh, shit.
And like we basically rented that and put it in the middle of the parking lot.
Oh, fucking genius.
Try to recreate that.
Because we were like, yo, we can't give them nothing. We can give them something.
Right.
And yeah, by like 2:00, that was
Full.
it was full, bro.
It was full.
It wasn't that big. It was like we thought it was bigger.
Yeah,
but and you put it in that parking lot, it feels like it's just a little
In
packed.
theory, it was big, but when you actually laid it down, it's like, oh shit. Man.
Right. So that was a good one. We had the food trucks popping and everything, and then ultimately, like I feel like it was a split reaction from the audience. It was a great time, but they wanted that park vibe again.
Right.
And 2022, we're like, yo, here's the infrastructure. Last year we had parking issues and having to walk 1.5 miles to get to the park.
Yeah.
Like now we have a parking deck that can fit as many people as ever, and we have this and we have that. Like we have a bar. Like people wanted that essence of the cookout. So 2023, we start, going back to square one. We're like, yo, Liberty State Park. Look, we did it successfully.
Right.
Can we come back? Mm-hmm. Same terms, same BS. Like, nah, like we not trying to rock with that. Got to do 5,000 people. I'm like, bro, you can't. That would be shooting ourselves in the foot, So, yeah, I guess this is when the story gets a little challenging. But it's just like we kept looking for more parks. I'm telling you, like, spent countless hours putting together parking plans, security plans
through the state of New Jersey, by the way.
Yeah, like from north to south. And
Damn.
Every single part.
they hear the number and they're just like, that, and you tie it with black folk, and it's just like, I don't know if that's the risk we want to take.
Wow.
Because when you're talking about parks, it's not like a venue. It's politics. Like the mayor has to know about that. The councilmen and councilwomen have to know about that. The the economic development people need to know about it, parks and recreation, the environmental protection, like everybody needs to know and be on the same accord. And we learned that kind of the hard way. Jumping forward to June 2023, we had a park in Newark locked in, and last minute, probably the week of, the county executive pulled the event.
Oh, shit.
Because he said we weren't like basically prepared, or, you know, it was going to be too much for them. That left the community pretty much devastated.
Yeah.
To say the least.
It made the news.
Really?
Yeah, it made like multiple news stations.
Outlets, yeah.
Wow. So what was the news saying? What was they saying?
Basically, they were asking for a permit.
Yeah.
And the way it happened, I don't give a fuck, man. Where we at right now?
Talk your shit.
So basically it was like the week of the event, or the week before, excuse me. They called us on like some sneak attack conference call. It was like the sheriff, the deputy, the county executive, like all of these big names, right, that stay at City Hall. And they were asking for like, okay, where's your how many porta-johns you guys have? How many, where's your permit for this? Where's your permit for that? Like, why wasn't this taken care of? And then they were like, you guys, the police fee is going to be $50,000. And we're trying to do this for free again, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like the fee's gonna be $50,000, and they said we have like X amount, like less than a week to pay it.
Yeah.
And we've been talking to them for like a month and a half, and they were just like not giving us the rate. We're like, yo, tell us what it is so we can prepare. 'Cause we got to go get sponsor dollars. This is a free event.
It's almost like a shakedown a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They shook us. They tried to shake us down crazy, dog.
Yeah.
They tried to shake the money tree a little bit.
It was like Debo coming in his bike and just give me your shit, fool.
Nah,
Yeah,
legit.
I mean, yeah. It's
And
just-
There's definitely one of those kind of situations.
I was wondering, at any point did you guys think maybe do 5,000 one weekend, 5,000 the next weekend, or split the event to 2 day?
nah, it's
event?
not Coachella. It's
Wait,
Juneteenth.
yeah.
It has to be a one
So
day,
with
around
that,
1 day. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you do it one weekend. You know
No,
what I mean?
1 week. That's it. 1 weekend. They could have maybe
That's
split it
Saturday,
all- yes.
Sunday, Saturday, whatever the fuck. But
Yeah.
did you guys think about? Was that even in the
I think
table?
when we're talking about parks, it's a little difficult
Oh,
to kind of, because we got to think about the amount of people that are really into. People are traveling nationwide for this. It's just a bit. It's tough.
And we're new,
Tough.
you
And
know.
we're new.
It's not like we've been doing this.
We don't have the
years.
infrastructure to like fence everything and have some kind of. It's tough.
That's
So-
kind of that, but that's
Yeah.
kind of the issue is that you guys are young, right? So they're kind of taking advantage of that.
Yep.
If there was like some OG that knew everybody by
Oh, big sponsor.
name and everything,
And that's where
you
the
know,
that's where
that's where
you
the
know,
politics.
You got a
and
councilman that could,
Yeah.
rub a couple of shoulders for you, like,
Yeah.
then you might get this police fee removed. But it's like, dog, I don't think we need to go through all that to do something this grand for the people. So yeah, they ended up asking us for this ridiculous amount of money. We didn't have it. They said, give us these permits by like the end of the business day, after like getting off a call, leaving us for like an hour to get them all the documents.
Yeah.
It was really like, damn, y'all just didn't want this to happen. So, people started calling us like, what's going on? Next thing you know, like they're asking to interview us on like New Jersey News 12, and Eyewitness News is doing a cover on it, and NBC, all these different networks.
Yeah.
It's like their 6 o'clock thing. And it's just like, we had to go, I remember this, like we had to go and do like an open mic night right after and tell the people, yo, the event is canceled. And it's like killing us, you know? So that ends up happening. A lot of people rally behind us. I remember going down to Miami.
This is like a movie, man. This is
Yeah.
like this is like another version of like House Party, but like
This is
like
better than the House
Juneteenth
Party.
festival that you guys are putting together. There's a lot of drama in
This
this.
is a
shit,
better
yo.
plot than the one that the kids go into LeBron James's house or whatever the fuck they did.
No,
This is
really.
way better.
There's a lot of
remember it's
drama
like
with this.
Sitting in his apartment in Newark while all of this is happening. But I remember like waking up in the morning, and he works like a full-time job, and he's like, he has to like close the laptop, and we go down to City Hall and like, yo, we're gonna knock on his door and tell him we need this to happen. Like, at least have the conversation with us.
Right.
And the way we found out, he put it on Instagram. How funny is that? The county executive put it on Instagram saying this event was canceled and we're gonna be blocking off the road for that weekend. And everybody's just, we posted that. Oh my God, they tried to like kill him on Instagram, bro.
People
Wow.
were very, very upset,
yeah,
and I
man.
think that kind of just speaks to the amount of support that, you know, it's just unwavering support. Like,
So,
we really, like,
so the event didn't happen that year.
It didn't.
2023.
2023 didn't
It's
happen.
so weird because I was going through both your Instagrams and everything, and I was like, "Where's 2023?"
Yeah.
It was like it was missing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you read the comments, people were pissed that you guys missed last year. They were like, man, they had to cancel it for X, Y reason.
Yep.
I hope they do it this year.
Yeah.
So this year is like the
Wait. I want to know what happened. So like, there's all this backlash, right? And did they come back to you guys and be like, "Yo, let's try to make up for this next year," or there was nothing?
they definitely went on that
It is
news.
what it is,
They
right?
went on the news and like made us try to look as stupid as possible.
Yeah, they try to make y'all look bad, right?
Like, oh, you're unprepared. You don't have permits. You don't have this. You don't have that. And
Right.
I had never experienced anything like that.
Hashtag
like,
fuck Liberty
media.
Park.
It was definitely overwhelming. You know, we're new. Like, it's like, yo, it's like, bro, we're like 3-4 years.
Yeah, this was by the way, this was a newer park too. This wasn't the Jersey City one.
Yeah.
It was a park in Newark where I was born and raised, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it would have meant a lot for that to happen.
But it was ran by the county. It wasn't ran. Let's keep it clear.
Yeah,
Newark, we had support from
Absolutely.
Newark. You know, but this was a county ran park, so you know.
Yeah. If it was up to Newark, like it would have been done and we would have been talking in a different conversation right now. But
yeah.
it's cool. It's cool. Like we took it on the chin and we
Yeah.
ended up, you know, pushing forward. I remember jumping down to I think like was it like October or something. I had a show in Miami in Oasis, which we'll talk about Soldout Dates.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I met this guy named Irv, who used to do Brunch Bounce and Greatest Day
Greatest
Ever
Day Ever,
up in
yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
And we were just sitting in the green room talking before I got on. Me and Keith, the founder of Soldout Dates, and Irv, and we were talking about ticketing platforms and like what Basel is like and everything. And I start talking about Posh, and then I said I use it for my festival, and he's like, "What festival?" So we start talking about the festival, and I tell him everything that I'm telling y'all right now.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, it sounds like you're going through exactly what I was going through, or like finding a space and, you know, trying to do it year after year." And I was like, wow, yeah, like, you know, and it's just crazy how the universe works. We first encountered each other when I was doing a live stream for his Brunch Bounce DJ live stream at the top of the pandemic.
Yeah.
He asked me to do it, and I was like, oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I love Brunch Bounce, you know what I mean? And he remembered that. So that's how he remembered me. And I'm like, we've never even met in person. So he asked me, what do you want to do next with Juneteenth? I'm like, we're thinking we got to partner with somebody. We need infrastructure. Like, we just need a venue that makes sense, you know, that people, you know, you have grass and you can do a concert. And he was like, I know somebody.
Hey, yo, what's good? This is the R.O.A.D podcast, Reflections of a DJ. We're here in New York City, and we have invaded the Sound Collective. Now, I want to explain what the Sound Collective is. I got my man Lefty from the Sound Collective here. Lefty, thank you for having us and hosting this beautiful studio for us. Exactly what is the Sound Collective here in New York?
Modern, state-of-the-art facility with tons of production gear. And one side of it is you can be a member and you can come here and pay monthly to use the rooms and the gear and sign out time and our space. We have a state-of-the-art studio. We have all these production stations, DJ stations, instrument practicing rooms and such like that.
And you also like teach. You have like classes and sessions, right?
We have intensive programs, short-term programs that people can come and take Saturday classes on DJing, production.
There's like kind of a community building within where there's like DJs, producers, musicians.
Up and coming producers, people honing their craft and learning, and DJs and all these things. And they come here and practice, and we have all the new gear, so they come and check that out and get familiar. And a lot of DJs will come in from out of town, be like, let me get a day pass so I can just get a refresh on the 3000s and the V10.
And what's great is that a lot of our guests, everyone from like Clark Kent to the technician to like Camilo, they come in here and they're just like, holy shit.
You want to play with all the gear, man? Yeah.
I didn't even realize this, but you guys have like studio spaces where people can do live streams and they can do their Twitch streams here.
Yep. We got a whole green screen set up already, multicam, full on switcher. Like, we also do a lot of events here. We're bringing a lot of outside talent, organizations. We got a big event coming up with DJ City, Beat Source, and Serato.
That's part of our family.
Yeah. We did a big one last year with them. We got another one coming up.
For our listeners, is there any way we could hook them up with a deal, or, you know, like if they put in a R.O.A.D podcast code?
Yeah. Tell me about it. What else do you have in vision for this deal. It sounds like we're well on our way. Why don't you tell them?
You're working with us where they can type in a code for like R.O.A.D.
Yep.
And they'll get a month free, right?
Yeah, on our online platform. We have a whole online platform with like masterclass style education.
Nice.
Different categories and everything, instruments, drums. I mean, and then we have these things that we're launching right now called Pro Paths. So you can choose, like if you're a producer, you can take the Ableton Pro Path, the Logic Pro Path, Serato Studio. Goes through a wide variety of knowledge besides just stuff in that skill set and discipline.
So our R.O.A.D listeners, if you're in New York, you can check out their facility. You can do a day pass, a week pass, a monthly pass. You can check out their site. You have access to all the education online.
Soundcollective.com. We also have a YouTube channel that has some of our content from the educational courses, and all of our events are live streamed and put up there.
I hope we can come back here and use your facilities again.
Looking forward to it.
Shout out to Lefty and the Sound Collective. Thank you so much.
Next thing you know, we're on the email chain with like the head of SVP of Live Nation.
I saw Live Nation on your 2024 one. That's crazy.
So like they had the conversation. Crazy enough, the talent buyer and I'll say her Stacy because she's the best. They're both from Jersey, so it resonated with them. And they were like, for you guys to pull something off like that at Liberty State Park is incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was just like, them saying that, I'm like looking at Fly like, bro.
I was on that Zoom call. This is crazy.
I'm like, can I turn my camera off? Like, it's crazy.
And
you know?
they're speaking about people inside their building and on their team that have been, to the previous event. So they were saying, like, listen, for you guys to do something of that scale at Liberty State Park, we weren't even able to do certain things there, is just remarkable. So, we had a lot of, thank God we had a lot of leverage going into it. The work was already there. Proof of concept. We bring out the people, and so.
Wow.
So working with Live Nation now, the official partnership.
Yeah.
So when did you partner up with Live Nation? At what part of 2023?
That was like November. So we knew since November. We were like, all right, bet. Once they
up to that point, you guys were like kind of like still looking, trying to figure out what to do for 2024.
Yeah.
We're like, if it's destined to be, it's destined to be. Because we, this is kind of like a sun up to sundown kind of job for us. Like from probably like December to June.
Yeah.
Like I could say for me personally, everything changes. Like because I'm doing the graphics, I'm like strategizing. He's thinking about what companies to partner with. Like Zay is thinking about how we're going to elevate this part of the festival, that part of the festival, and it really, it's just us three. It gets really stressful. But at that point, it was just like, damn, like we know it's going to happen. It's just how is it going to happen? Maybe we hit another park really early and try what these politicians are telling us. Just get a form a good relationship with this guy in this county, and he'll talk to the mayor for you, and you'll be able to get a park. And then the thing about that, what I've seen when they do park events, that city or like those politicians, their name is all over it.
Right.
It's not like Juneteenth NJ presents. It's Councilman blah 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 and Mayor blah 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 presents. Yeah. And I'm just like, nah, we can't do that. So in November is when we got that email, like excited to partner with you guys on this event.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is really happening. And one thing I want to point out is like Irv, he's that guy because there's so many people that you come across in this industry that say they got you or they'll connect you with somebody and it usually falls flat.
Never happens.
And he stuck through it and he's still sticking through it. Like he's still talking to us and checking in and like that. I want to give him his flowers because he's been one of those people in the culture that's been pushing it from in front and behind the scenes, And I just want to shout him out for that. Like I gotta give him that moment.
Of course, yeah.
Without him, this isn't. Who knows where we would be with the Juneteenth thing?
Yeah.
So that's where we are right now. Juneteenth Partnership 2024. We got a PNC Bank Art Center.
Yep.
16,000 capacity.
16,000.
Yes,
Woo!
sir.
Wow.
It has grass, has a lawn in the back. Fits 10,000 back there. We have 6,000 seated in the amphitheater. We have some exciting like talent.
What's the talent?
Fuck it, let's do it, man. So we got one of our headliners is Cash Cobain.
Cash Cobain?
Yes,
sir.
For sure. With the remix with Ice Spice, is she gonna come through?
Oh yes. We might have to get Ice Spice, man. Ice Spice in Jersey.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Got Tony Humphries. Legendary.
Wow. Nice.
Great. You know what I'm saying? We got Unique from Jersey.
Yep.
Nice.
We got the artist, great R&B singer. She's touring right now, Jersey. DJ Miss Milan.
Miss Milan.
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Been trying to get Miss Malai on the podcast. I didn't know she moved to Atlanta.
Yeah, she's been there for some time.
Damn, Dochi might show up. I don't know.
Yo, I'm just saying,
It's
man.
one of those things. This event is one of those things where, like we said, it's DJ driven.
Yeah.
But you never know who's going to show up.
That's great.
Anything else is just added value because we bring out the people and they're going to pop out.
Yeah, I gonna have Vinny back for Naughty by Nature, Hip Hop Erase.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
I love
We
it.
need Queen. I'm gonna put this out now. Queen Latifah, we need you. What's up?
That'll be insane.
Shit, Carl Joe Budden, Tretch, Redman. Who else?
Listen,
I don't need everybody in there going like this. You know what I mean?
I need Brick City needs to be in the building. I need all of that shit.
Yeah, man.
nah, the OGs definitely will be in the building for sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Vinny, he's been supporting us since day one.
It's fucking. It's amazing. This shit is like a movie, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what happened next? What happened next?
And what day is it this year, guys?
Sunday, June 16th.
Yeah.
June
Nice.
16th.
Yep.
That is Father's Day.
We've historically done it on Father's Day, so
Every year.
yep,
Bring
people
your
love
dad.
it.
Bring your dad, guys.
Listen, it's one of those kind of events, It's a family affair.
It's a giant cookout,
Literally.
Are you gonna do the food trucks and the vendors still all around?
Yep, it's gonna be our best vendor village yet. We have like a perfect space allocated to them. We're gonna create like its own world. We're gonna give it its own stage with its own DJs as well. Yeah, I feel like the venue that we're at, PNC Bank Art Center, is perfect for what everybody needs. You know what I mean? We have there's not too many places that has a grass field that can fit 10,000 people, and then seats where you can fit 6,000 people.
Nice.
And concessions, surrounding the entire
Yep.
venue, and VIP club. There's just so many different things, so many different things for people to do.
And how long is this event this year?
12 to 9.
The 9.
12 to 9. Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
all day.
All
Yeah.
day.
Still get home, get some
Exactly.
sleep, go to work the
Yeah.
next day. Know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like a 5-year journey,
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is 5th year.
We only getting started, literally.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy.
No,
but this is
I believe it.
literally Only getting started.
I believe it. I think it's amazing what the fuck
Yeah.
has happened, and it's just incredible. What
And
you
shouts
guys
to you
put
guys for
together.
not giving up, man.
Yeah,
I was going to touch on that. We've had some very, very low moments,
Right.
throughout this journey. And just, I think it's a blessing to be doing this with my brothers, right?
Yeah.
These are real life people that, I love this guy, you know what I'm saying?
Love you too,
Love
bro.
Zay. These are my brothers. And, I lived with Zay at the time, and we're just literally following our heart. I know it sounds so cliche, but it's just like we love doing this. We love bringing people together. We're really big on community. So it's just like to do this and to bring the people out and to not give up. Listen, I can't even talk about the half of it, but yeah, it's a lot. But
yeah. Especially after last year.
yeah, but that reward at the end, if you just keep on going, it's just so fruitful.
Yeah.
And it feels good.
And it's important that when you're around, when your crew and the people that you're doing this with, they understand, everyone plays their position. Everyone's putting the work first.
The bigger picture.
Everyone's putting the movement first and what you guys are doing. And
Yeah.
it's kind of harder to find the right partners to put something together.
Yeah.
But when you do have it, it's just like you guys have to acknowledge the fact that we've actually been through a lot and we're still here and we're doing it. So
Yeah.
you guys, I think it's great what you guys are doing.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited. I'm getting goosebumps when you.
I know.
talk about
Thank
it.
you.
Seriously,
Appreciate that.
I think
Hopefully
it's
you're in
amazing.
town, man. We're gonna treat y'all well if you're around.
I'll try to make it out.
Yeah.
I might be. I
I
might be
have to
around
cancel.
there.
I'm gonna have to cancel some gigs. Tell wifey, yo, get the dog sitter going.
I need a backstage pass.
Yeah,
though.
I know.
Absolutely, man.
We got you.
Listen, we got you.
I'm a
We
little
got you.
bougie. I need.
Yeah.
Nah,
We
we got you.
We might have to vlog the whole thing, just chilling
Yeah,
back
man.
there with Queen
we
Latifah and
got
shit, you
you.
know?
I need the golf cart. I don't want to walk around. I need
Get
all
transported
that.
from the parking lot
Yo,
backstage.
We'll helicopter you in like they do at GC.
I need all that. I just need all.
that's what Cricket told J. Cole when we did Dreamville Fest. So he was in the golf cart getting around, you know?
Ah, fuck. I was walking through the mud and shit. They didn't even believe we were DJing. They're like, "You DJing? No, yeah, I ain't
Yo,
DJing."
get back to helping the stands.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait to see the outcome and what happens, man. So you guys have been friends for how long? How long y'all been fucking
Since
2015.
2015, Rutgers
2015.
University.
Rutgers University.
Yeah, he was a transfer that year. So got in at Rutgers 2014. Like a year and a half he came, and then so we have these different orgs. I think it was the Black Student Union, and we had GroupMe, a little the app where you
group chat.
Yeah, group chat, right? and I see this showcase guy in there.
Who the fuck is this guy?
He's like putting his mixtapes in there, SoundCloud links and shit like that. I'm like, okay, like mind you, I'm like,
He's the guy on campus.
You know what I'm saying? But so
This is before you got FLYGERIAN trademark. This is a
yeah, this is before. Yeah, this is before. That's funny.
He had a little flat top too, by the way.
I had a flat top, had hair, my beard was full.
You
Crazy.
look like Kid and Play.
But he's but yeah, long story short, he's putting like, you know, his mixtape links in there from SoundCloud, and I check it out and I'm like, yo, this shit is hard. Like I couldn't even deny how hard it was.
What kind of music was it?
Like hip hop.
Jersey Club for the most part.
Jersey Club, yeah. It's Heat Wave. That's what it's called. And I hit him up directly. I was like, yo, this shit is tight, bro. Like let's link.
Yeah.
Right?
We exchanged links.
Yeah, we exchanged. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I gave him my
Sent
link.
me and I was
he
like-
was like, oh, shit. Nah, your shit is dope, too. So it was instant from there.
Meet me by the cafeteria.
Yo.
Literally. Like,
Yo.
link up at the dining hall.
And then,
Can we be friends?
Can we?
yo, it's kind of crazy. I mean, through the music, through the DJ shit, it just happened like that, you know, common interest. And we both thought each other were dope with the on
Yo,
on
shouts
the
to that,
tables.
because a lot of people, like a lot of DJs be like, man,
Frontin'.
this fucking whack,
Frontin'.
bro. Fuck that dude.
But I told you, it's that ego. You know, I was like, who is this? But I couldn't deny,
Yeah.
you know, how dope he was, right? So, you know, we ended up linking, I think at his dorm, and we're like, yo, we need to let's do some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I've come from throwing house parties, you know, down in South Jersey. He's from North Jersey. He was throwing house parties as well. So we're like, yo, let's do something on campus. We sit there, you know, he's dope with the graphics. We come up with
Hold up.
Yeah.
I ain't have a MacBook at the time. I had like
Sony
a Sony
Vaio.
Vaio.
Oh, that's
slow.
the one that shit with in the front.
Yeah. Super slow. Like that shit was so slow. Oh my.
And we so had we been on the MacBook, this is before I feel like video flyers were really a thing, and we were trying to do a video flyer. So I took a YG left right video, and I put it on the as a background, and I was
We took the In-N-Out Burger logo and flipped it and called it Up and Down.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
it's
That
all right.
shit
You don't got a
was
lot
like,
of us. It's not
That's
sick.
it. I'm from LA, bro. I love it now.
We gonna put that flyer up too. But yeah.
Yeah, had I had a MacBook, it would have been different. But we basically did a video flyer. It's all Up and Down. It's gonna do a yard party, just a regular backyard party during the daytime. I remember this so when I first got to campus, I had this goal of being like I wanted to play. I came there to play football, so I was playing football in college. I transferred to Rutgers to play football. Didn't work out. Ended up saying like I wanted to be a full-time DJ and a full-time football player. I picked the DJ thing. We would see each other doing frat parties and basement parties all over the campus.
Yeah.
And when I would go to these student union meetings, I would hand out CDs. So this is 2015. I'm still handing out CDs because people still have CD players in their cars.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch pressed up from a Jersey DJ, Cali Cal, and I would just give it to them for free. Like, hey, listen to my mix. I want y'all to book me as a DJ. Like, just regular students. And it started paying off. People started being like, yo, like you're became the kind of go-to guy on campus. So jumping into that meeting we had, we made that flyer and we put it out and we got a little bit of buzz.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a midnight, Rutgers had like a midnight breakfast or something like that, right?
Midnight brunch or something like that.
Yeah, and we printed out a bunch of 1x1 on printer paper with the flyer.
We were passing out flyers in 2015, 2016.
Yeah, like on campus, like while everybody's online waiting to get into the dining hall, passing out the flyers. And I remember that was kind of like a turning point for us because that's when people really started talking about the party.
Yeah.
The party was like 15 minutes away. We ended up doing that. Was that in May? May of 2016, right?
Something like that.
So we put it out there. I think a couple hundred people show up. All the frats are there. All the sororities are there. All of the people from different schools are there. It was like a thing in Jersey. And I think it wasn't even that crazy to the point of this happening, but it ended up making the news.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended up
You guys are causing all kinds of problems. The news, the news are like these motherfuckers again.
Oh, we know you guys.
because the neighbors, there was such a traffic jam on the let out because it was like a one way in, one way out kind of street. They were like, we're fed up because the guy who let us use his house he was throwing frat parties. He was a frat guy, so he was throwing frat parties consistently, and that was like the last straw for them, I guess.
Wow.
And it ended up making Eyewitness News, and they said our party looked like a scene out of Neighbors.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, y'all are reaching, like,
At least not Project X.
right.
You know what I mean?
So that generated a lot of buzz for us.
Yeah.
And then now the people, were knocking on people's frat guys' doors like, yo, doing a frat party was like the best thing to do, you know?
Yeah, those are fun.
Because at the time they stopped doing student center parties, which was like really big for the student body, but they stopped doing them because of like nonsense. So the frat parties was the thing. And we started getting booked. But it was like a thing where they would either book him or book me. And we were just like, all right, like, well, you're going to work with this frat, and we got to work with that frat. And then there was like some party promoters that we would work with occasionally. But all in all, we kept pushing and pushing, and then we became like the go-to DJs at Rutgers campus. And like, it was a great market because that's a student body of like 30,000 people.
Melting pot, yeah.
Yeah. How much are you guys charging for the frat parties?
Shit, like $250.
$250 for the night till the cops show up, or
Yeah, and that would be a reach sometimes.
$2.50.
no, $250. Stupid.
It's DJs. Oh, I thought you were talking about for the people. Okay, so how much you were charging? Yeah, $250.
Yeah, because I did a few USC parties, and it was like $200, $250,
Yeah.
and it was between like 10 till whatever till they got shut down by the cops or whatever.
Oh, the DJ rate.
Yeah.
I thought the entry fee was like
No,
is
that's
there
just
entry
free.
fee? Or is it
Entry
free?
fee would be like,
Like
$5
to $10.
If it's loaded, $20.
Yeah.
But
You-
like,
you
you know,
see
the
how-
promoter trying to keep that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we would be coming in. We were early investors in equipment. Like we had like a full EV system. My first mixer, his first mixer too, was a Newmark NS7.
Yeah.
The
But I had-
shit that's heavy as a human body.
Yeah.
But 2016, I had at my old 57. I bought 2 Technics.
Oh yeah.
I was all of that. Yeah,
We was really like about that DJ
super
life.
DJs.
Yeah.
The
Like-
Rain 57. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah, the 57.
Got the S9.
Don't worry, Cricket hates that.
I remember using my refund check to buy my Technics.
Oh,
my,
the refund check,
and my
man.
S9.
Wow.
My parents don't know that, but it paid off. Dad.
Yo, that shit really paid off.
Yeah.
Oh, well, word. You
Yeah.
Yo,
just
I
said
bought
that.
sneakers with my refund check.
It paid off, right?
You just said that shit. That's gonna be funny. Your parents gonna see that.
Yeah, it paid off, mom, dad.
Wow. And now you guys are here. You have one of the biggest fucking Juneteenth parties in the whole country. That's fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
Amazing.
It's like full circle.
Yeah.
So you guys, I know you guys are organizing a lot. FLYGERIAN, I want to talk to you about this One Motion. Can
Oh,
you
yeah.
explain what this is? It's like
doubt.
a collective of DJs pushing African sound.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
the forefront.
Yeah,
Explain
absolutely.
this
So-
to me. Like,
so essentially-
first of all, before I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Explain this to me, but I want to give it to you guys. You guys both have your own parties,
Yeah.
right? Showcase, you got Culture Cave.
Yep.
And FLYGERIAN, you got
Jaya.
Yeah.
Jaya.
Jaya or Jaye?
Jaye.
Jaye.
So
My bad.
essentially, it's like, nah, it's all good. Jaya is like essentially is enjoy life in my native language, Yoruba. I'm Nigerian, so yeah.
He didn't even
And
let
then
you fucking.
it's also like your nephew's name or something.
It is
right?
my nephew's name.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my
dope.
nephew's name. Shout out to my. That's
So
Jaye.
I love how you guys you have this big annual party and festival that you guys are putting together, and you guys are promoting your own parties.
Yeah.
And then you have this like collective, this One
Yeah.
Motion. Yeah, explain
Yeah.
this One Motion real quick.
So I just launched, like you said, a new DJ collective.
Yeah. When did you launch it? Like exactly.
This has been in the making since September, October.
Wow.
But we just launched about 2 months ago.
Crazy.
Yeah, a month or two ago. Yeah, me and my bro Jumby, he from Miami. He runs a shrine with I was resident of the shrine down there. That's where I met him, and he's Rema's official DJ as well. And it's a layered thing, but essentially at its core, it's a DJ collective that pushes music coming from the African continent. So. We all know it's not reinventing the wheel, right? We all know the the heavy hitters, legendary heavy hitters. We have the Union DJs, all these different collectives, but there's nothing like this coming from the African continent, especially African music and how we're spreading it within the states. I was born in America. A lot of DJs were born there but raised in America, right? So we have this sense of like, we're in tune with our African culture, but we actually know what's like. We're in these clubs and we're like really in tune with the streets.
Yeah.
So we are, a hub for these labels, artist management, all these different entities that have the resources to these artists, right? And that have the music, and we're pushing that. We're pushing that shit.
Give me an example of like what you guys are doing. Are you taking like music, creating edits, and you're just figuring out ways like to push it out? Like, explain to me like something.
Yeah. So we're in the very beginning stages, but for instance, we partner with labels to help push the music. So we just had a DJ mixer that we partnered with Empire at this was in New York. And we actually had Ghazi pull up himself.
Wow. Nice.
Because he heard about it. And he was like, I love what y'all are doing. And they played some unreleased music for us. And we're like, yo, we need y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as much as we are Empire, we have these artists, but you guys know, what's happening at the ground level, but you're also in tune with the culture, right? So that's really important, when we're trying to grow an emerging genre that's growing really fast. And we have all these Afro house, piano, Afrobeats, all these different things coming from the continent, but people aren't really understanding how it's growing so fast, right? We don't really have the radio per se, unless a joint goes, from 0 to 100, like Essence or one of these like mainstream Afrobeats records. There's so much other sounds and music coming from the continent, so that's where we come into play.
And I guess one of the issues is also not all of these songs are like on streaming platforms.
Exactly.
A lot of them and I've heard that there's so many songs sometimes.
Yeah.
There's so much production coming out. I heard especially with Piano.
Shout out to AQ. Yeah. So we have AQ. She is the representative. Aya as well. But yeah, AQ is a part of Collective. She was one of the first people in New York City to like push that South African sound,
So are you guys gonna just curate kind of like almost like a playlist or list of the best?
All of that. There's so much. Like,
how does that become available to other DJs or all of us? Is that possible, or what's the?
Yeah, so we have some plans. I don't want to speak on 200.
Yeah, you asking too many questions,
but
bro.
No.
Cricket want to be one motion.
Can you recruit?
But essentially, there's room for a lot of opportunity for that, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to like.
Because that's what I'm initially thinking.
Yeah, exactly. So like Audio Mac, let's say we put out, a playlist, partner with Audio Mac and, curated by some of the DJs.
Right.
And we have some of that coming out. I can say that. But yeah, we have some really exciting things. DJ mixes, right?
Right.
Curating our own events. There's just so many things. Like
live stream,
I just changed my flight, it's just so I can make this. We actually had a lot of the One Motion DJs out. The RCA Sony group just flew us out to LA to listen to Tem's new unreleased project.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So these are some of the opportunities that are really dope, but it's also like it's showing us like, hey, like we're really valued in this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
respect.
And we have,
How does it sound? How does it sound?
Oh, amazing. And listen, I'm not just saying that because they did listen.
They flew you out,
Listen, it's so dope. I mean,
her voice is just amazing.
It's one of those things where it's just like 3 years, 3-4 years in the making or something like that, and you can see the growth. And she got some shows.
As you're listening to her new unreleased album,
she was there, by the way. We met her and everything.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Yeah.
You got flex. What was I gonna say? As you're listening to her album, are you trying to like pick out like, oh, that's the one, that's the next, like that's the next essence in the way for her? You're like, oh, you should maybe go back and change this, or you're not. You're just listening and like, oh, this is cool.
I don't like to put that kind of pressure on people, but I do think about what's next. Like what is after this? Like what's going to be the next big thing? Because the genre is moving very fast.
Yes,
I'm a piano, Afrobeats. Like, so I'm thinking about like. What is going to make people be like, oh shit, this is new, but this is really fire, right? Yeah. And I also do, obviously, as DJ, have that DJ air, like, okay, what's going to work in the clubs? What's going to work at this? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, a combination of those.
I mean, there's so much potential for what you're building with this collective.
Yeah,
it could be so many things. It could be like almost a selection. It could be a heavy hitters. It could be so many things.
That's exactly why I said it's so layered. Yeah,
it could be because there's honestly there isn't like like a billboard for like African music,
exactly,
right? And there's so many subgenres. There's just so many.
Exactly.
And it's not being curated or presented in a way
by the people who even represent the culture
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
know?
that's really, really big on us. And, you know, building the DJ community. So we are DJs first, DJ producers first, right?
Right.
So this collective is also showing people that, hey, we can all come together
Yeah.
and be stronger as one. So DJ
know-
community is really important.
You know, what'd be great is also if I could just tie you in with DJ City and Beat Source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you guys can create.
Shout out
like
to Anthony Polis. I don't know if you know Anthony.
Oh, shout out to Anthony. Yeah.
So we've been going back and forth with DM. I don't think he's at DJ City anymore, but he has some really dope plans.
He's a great guy.
Great
Amazing.
guy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, listen, great guy. Like
Yeah.
we've been trading DMs. We have some people in the collective that are like tied up with him. So I would love to. You know,
I think it would be
definitely.
great. You
Yeah.
know, like have you guys have a playlist and Beat
Yeah.
Source, but also like help curate some of the sounds for DJ City and all these
absolutely.
other things. Yeah,
I would love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's
I would
definitely
love
have
that.
it. I wish I would have known this while you're in LA. I would have
Yeah, we
tied you
would've-
in with
yeah,
DJ
we-
City while you were out there.
Yeah.
No, but this is great.
No, this
It's
is first. Yeah, this is only getting started.
How
Yeah.
many DJs you have in the One Motion crew?
We have 12.
And they're all across the country or mostly based east?
We have New York, Miami.
Let's do a rollout. Let's shout out everybody in the city. Yeah,
I
I know 12. 12's a lot. So you
Yeah,
got,
Yeah,
take your time, take your
you
time.
got 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Let's get it.
yeah. So we got FLYGERIAN, me. We got Vic B from Philly. We got Jumby from Miami. We got Aya from Miami. We got
Hey.
AQ from New York City. DJ KO from New York City. DJ Olaf from New York City. DJ Hole Up.
Let's go. Let's go.
DJ Mahogany from New York City.
Yep.
Mike West.
Mike West from New York City as well. Yeah, this,
Two more. Is it two more?
Two more. Help them
Two
out.
more.
Showcase.
Did you count yourself?
Yeah, I kind of myself.
You guys, man, he got to get. You
look
gotta
at the
get
picture.
this on, man.
Yes, it's
Everybody's equally important.
yeah.
I got you.
Everybody, I
Take your
promise. I
time.
promise. I
No,
promise.
but you gotta definitely say the last two. You can't say all 10. and
Ethan
not-
Tomas and also LAJ
LAJ,
from
London.
London. Yeah,
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 shouts to
yeah.
that.
Shout out to my people.
Yo, One
Shout out to my
Motion.
people.
I
One
like
Motion.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I've actually been seeing Showcase. I've been seeing you like you've been on the road.
Yeah, man.
I saw you hitting New Orleans.
Yep.
What else were you? DC. Mm-hmm. And you've been rolling. Who's this traveling party? Right?
Yeah, Soldout Dates.
Soldout Dates. What is that?
Soldout Dates is very relatively young event group.
Yeah.
They have two wings. It's Soldout Dates, the event group, and Soldout Destination. So they also do like travel destination
Wow.
experiences.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they've done like Dubai and Bali and all these different places. Soldout Dates started, I think, back in 2022.
Wow.
Yeah, two guys from North Carolina, Keith and Fawn. They've been
North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina. In the building. Yeah. They started out doing Drake nights, so Drake theme nights, and they were building major buzz with that. So I think they came across. They did a New York date or two New York dates, and they sold both of them out.
Wow.
No lineup or anything, just Drake night, Brooklyn, 2 nights in a row at the Sultan Room, and they reached out to me to DJ. That's my first time meeting them. Didn't know anything about them.
Where'd they hear about you from?
I think it was a referral from another DJ. I could be wrong, but it never really came out. So
Yeah.
I got to ask them about that.
Really?
Because I just kind of came in like this is just another show. I had no expectation, but the crowd they brought out, super diverse, super engaged. And I mean, safe to say, I killed that set. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been kind of waiting out because during the pandemic, we were doing like artist theme nights, and we've been preparing crates. Like he did a Neptune's night, I did a Drake night. We did like all the Kanye night, all these different things, right? So I've been waiting to do that in real life. And I came in there, I was like, I'm gonna give y'all this, and that. Had like an hour and a half and flamed it.
Wow.
And from there, there was like, yo, we gotta rock with you, man.
Yeah.
So they didn't even really start traveling like that. They're based in DC.
Okay.
So they're from Charlotte, but they're based in DC. That's why DC looked the way it looked, by the
Yeah.
way. But so later that year, they hit me up and they flew me out to Atlanta to do a Drake night out there. And that was my first time getting flown out for an event. So I was like, oh, y'all talking crazy now. Like I like this business, right?
He's doing like Instagram stories. This is the hotel.
He was like a baddie being thrown out.
He was
for the
definitely on
first
his
time.
content.
This is my view. Look at my view.
Definitely on his influencer tip for sure.
And Newark Airport just opened up Terminal A. I was flexing. I'm in Terminal A. Like put the location. I mean, I landed in Atlanta. I'm like, this is my first time DJing in Atlanta. I haven't been to Atlanta since like a kid. So it's a whole new experience. I went out there, turned it up. And from there, the way that they've incredibly scaled this Soldout Dates brand.
Yeah.
They're doing, it feels like almost every city in America right now.
Yeah.
It's like the essence of like everyday people in a sense, where like we're removing this whole section bottle service style of partying.
Yeah.
And it's more like a live show experience.
Yeah.
Except it's like just DJs and hosts. And over the year we've done.
Let's talk about the venues that we've, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That we've been part of.
You talking about like
Webster
national?
Hall, sold out.
Yeah, so like last year,
Let's talk about it.
They like you go from Sultan Room, which is probably like a 250 capacity room, right? They scaled that up in basically a year to Webster Hall for a Drake night.
Crazy.
So Drake's music is selling out venues like that without him even being there.
Wait, how big is Webster Hall?
Webster Hall, I feel like you can fit 1,500 in there.
Oh, that's a
15,
lot of
yeah.
motherfuckers.
Yeah. No, but Webster Hall is like a historic venue here.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
So I grew up going to house party Thursdays at Webster Hall
With Funk
when
Flex
like
and
Vashti and like the 1992
Wow.
crew, and I was always getting it for free because they said Flat Top's getting for free.
Oh,
So I would it was a special connection to that venue for me because I would just walk down the line be down the block. I'd be like, hey, and I get in and I get to go to the basement and see like I don't know, like Marvelito like playing like underground Jersey club, and then go to the middle. I think they used to call it the Marlin Room or something. And Vashti's playing with Dimelo, and then I go all the way upstairs, and then it's like DJ Soul or like Funk Flex, and then out of nowhere, fucking Fetty Wap comes out, or Bobby Schmurder when Hot Nigga just came out. Like,
Right.
I was right there, and I'm like, damn, yo, I got a DJ here. This is 2014 before I even met him.
Yeah.
And I'm like handing over CDs and shit, like trying to hand the CDs to like the promoters, like yo, like please listen to my mix, it's crazy now thinking about it, but. They do Soldout Dates as Webster Hall. We go to like DC and do Bullpen. We did Bullpen last year, but this year was like last weekend was.
I mean, 3,200 tickets before the event even started. So
Crazy.
Listen, man, Soldout Dates is doing something special
Yeah.
It looks
with
special.
their events. Like it's not people. It really resonates with people. Like the engagement that I see online when people are like, "Come to our city, please." Like you don't really get that a lot, like. Just on a regular, it's not a regular thing. Being able to take that same model and do it in New Orleans, and that was my first time in New Orleans, and like I'm like, this is how y'all get down out here, like. And then doing Atlanta, they're gonna do Denver, they're gonna do
Dallas.
I did Dallas with them. They're like taking me and him places that we haven't played before.
Yeah.
And it's just like so cool that when you can network across and really grow it, it really feels like it's your thing, as opposed to like, hey, I got booked by this big party group or a big
You're
club.
not really contributing anything else but playing music. Like we're like,
Right.
And the beauty of Soldout Dates, I mean, it's kind of crazy hearing you kind of talk about the whole story. Now I think about it, because I remember him hitting me up like, listen, Fly, I need you to block off this date. I'm like, all right. Like I don't even ask. I'm like, all right, cool, I got you. Don't worry, it's gonna be worth it. I said, okay. And then, those ended up being some of the dopest parties I ever DJed, in Brooklyn. This was in Brooklyn. And I met, the Soldout Dates team through him. And the beauty of it is that, like you said, we're networking laterally. We're working with people that are just like us, our age. We're trying to, grind out our full-time jobs, with this creative lifestyle. And they keep us very abreast of what they have going on. And they include us in their planning process, right? So we're like a big network within the Soldout Dates group, you know what I'm saying? So it's just dope to not only be able to contribute to the sound of the party, but we're actually like contributing to the feel, you know what I'm saying? Like how we're going to set up the sound, production, and he does the helps with like the marketing and just like it's really it's a family thing. It feels like a family
That's
thing.
how I got the Oasis, and that's how I met Irv, and then ended up getting the Live Nation thing. It's like, or like I remember they're selling this shit out with doing Drake nights at first. It's crazy to me that you can go down to Houston. They did like a venue in Houston, 1,500 plus sold out just to play his music, and then like go to another city and do it again. And now this year, they're like pivoting to just doing Soldout Dates events in general. So it's like an open format party where like I said, Live Energy hosts like a solid lineup of DJs. They tap into like a local DJ or two from each city. So it's kind of like paying your dues in a sense where you're able to still capture that sound of the city if we're missing out. Because, NYC DJ, we play a lot of everything, but it's still good to know that you got that guy there. So, like I said, Soldout Dates is coming to a city near you, man. Make sure y'all pull up. It's going to be a great experience. Just letting y'all know now, because we got about to be up. After last weekend, it's about to be up.
Yes, sir.
That's great. I was watching some of the recap videos. It just looks insane, and you were in city after city. Are you kind of like learning? Are you catering some of the songs for the cities? Are you learning how to read each city and seeing what works and what doesn't work?
Yeah, I mean they do a lot of. I would say like Keith and Vaughn, they do a lot of background research on their users. Yeah. Like where they're from, like what they do, like and like. They can see, like, say we did New Orleans, they can see how many people actually from New Orleans came to the party. And, like, that helps as a DJ because you're like, do I got to give them bounce or do I got to give them a breath of fresh air with another kind of genre, subgenre? Right. And, I feel like for the most part, I kind of stick to my guns because I am, like, pretty open, like, form. Like, I could weave between hip-hop to Afrobeats to, like, that K-Tronada vibe to like an old school jam, it's all BPMs for me, and like people react to it, like it's pretty cool how much you can experiment with that crowd of that magnitude because people, as DJs, you can kind of get a little like tighten up when it's over 1,000 people in the room. And you're like, yo, I need to play No Hands right now. Like, you know what I mean?
Good touch. You make Cricket smile over here.
Hey man, No Hands is crazy to us because it's like it has like this new life in the clubs. Like a song that came out in 2010 feels like it could be crazy. Charting right now. You know what I mean?
It's like the real DJs know what's up.
Yeah.
The other ones who are talking shit like that song is old. Well, it's like you guys just don't understand what's going on.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
The only debate there is in that song is where do you cut it off? That should be the only debate about that.
Oh, you like Wally's versus Rock or not?
Yeah. Like, do I
feel like up east? Nah, shit. Hold up. If you go like DMV down, you kind of got to let Wale verse Rock.
Yeah.
Because you could literally go like you could hit stems and drop the vocals and they'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Up top, you could.
You see, that's where the shit comes around. You're like, I don't know.
You could get out.
Alex says he plays the whole fucking song. He says
Roscoe goes crazy
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because Roscoe R.O.A.D, he missed it. Yeah, that does go crazy. But it's like
that's the only
the NYC pace can sometimes tell you to be like, all right, let's go to the next one.
Yeah. That's the only debate about that song.
When the sold out parties are traveling, does everyone know this is like a DC East Coast party? Or no? Because I was wondering, like, can you just bring some East Coast shit where they're like, we want to experience some East Coast, like how East Coast DJs rock, or is it just really more?
I think they do. I think that's it. Because I've been noticing like they've been posting the flyers and they'll say like even in the event page link, it'll be like showcase NJ NYC and then like Olo like. Chicago or whatever it may be, right? So you'll be like, oh, you got these DJs from this place and that place coming.
Right.
I don't have to listen to the DJ I saw last Friday. Like,
That's it.
Yeah. That's dope. So I do want to talk about your parties because I'm really I love that you guys are doing your own shit.
Yeah.
FLYGERIAN, I want to talk about your party and like what do you guys have planned for this summer for each of y'all parties? Yeah.
Oh, this summer is gonna be dope.
And how different are y'all parties?
I would say Jai
got one of the best Afrobeats parties in the country. I'll tell you that,
brother. I appreciate that. It is a Afrobeat centered dance party, but we play some other adjacent sounds like dancehall, soca, stuff like that. But it's definitely an Afrobeats party that started in Brooklyn. started in a pretty small room. It ended up my first one. Ironically, ended up being on the same weekend that Burna Boy was doing MSG. So there's a lot of people in town. You know, it was crazy. I was competing with a lot of events, so I was a little nervous, but packed out a 300 room.
Nice.
3 times in a row at Basquiat's Vado. Then I think I went to Cafe Zuli, which is in Bushwick in Brooklyn. Packed it out like two or three times. Then did La 45, which is also in Brooklyn, which is like have 500-600 people there. And then, you know, after that, I did Quantum. Quantum is also in Brooklyn. It's not open anymore, shut down, but had MoMA there, went nuts.
Wow.
Had like 700-800 people there that night. So it's been a great journey. I sold out SOBs. You know, yeah, I mean, Jaya has been a really good time. And, you know, this year just keep leveling up. I'm only 3 years in with these events, so just like the 3rd year. So, yeah, I'm just excited. I got MoMA coming up. I'm partnering with Afrofuture Festival, which is a really big festival in Ghana. Partnering with them, and PVO is another event group. And we're going to do Musica in Manhattan, which is going to be the same night of the Shali Poppy and Odimodu Black concert. On May 3rd.
He's opening the show,
opening up that
by the
show
way.
as well, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a sold-out show. They're doing 2 nights in a row at Irving Plaza. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. I got MoMA coming on board again on the 17th. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Right.
I would be there too. I would be there.
Yo, can I just say I love your bromance, man? Like the way he
my
hypes
dog,
you up,
man.
No, that's my G, man. No doubt.
Like
No,
we got a lot to shit that we could talk about. Like the journey is something that I want to tell to like a lot of DJs out there, older and younger, because like when you look, hindsight is a motherfucker, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'll let you continue about that.
Yeah, but no, that's it. You know, so yeah, just more. You know, it's at the essence is come out and just have a good time and dance, and you don't have to worry about getting a table to have fun. Tables are available, but it's not a requirement. You know, to come out and have a good time. So, and I'm really big on, you know, organically pushing the African sound as well, Afrobeat. So
How long have you had the party for?
I started in 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
So about
it's been
like,
2 years. Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Like, it's Afro beats or it's everything? Alma piano, Afro house, every, you know?
So it's Afrobeat centered,
Right.
but you know there's adjacent sounds that, you know, go well with Afrobeats. So you have piano, you have like dancehall, soca,
Right.
but at its core it's an Afrobeats party. But you know these sounds just sound so good together. So it's like, you
Get
know,
away with it.
yeah. And you know, we find that a lot of people that enjoy Afrobeats also like dancehall. They also like, you know what I'm saying? It's a diverse party.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different people that go to this party. It's not like if you're not African, you're gonna feel, no, it's an inclusive experience. You know, I do my best, and I'm very intentional with making it an inclusive space for everybody. So you don't have to feel like, oh, I don't know about Afrobeats, I'm not gonna have fun now.
Yeah.
I've had people leave that party and they're like, I need a playlist right now. I didn't know what y'all played. I don't know what they were saying, but it was lit in there.
What's your top, like, let's do, I was going to say 5, but what's your top 3 records right now that you would play?
Right now, anything Ashake is still going crazy. Like he put crack in his music. Like, I don't know what it is, but you know, Ashake is going crazy. Rema is dope. Like DND, I love that song. Shali Poppy, Cast with Odimodu Black is crazy. Yeah, I mean, those are my joints right now.
Joints?
Yeah, good joints.
There's really a world building around Afrobeats.
Yeah.
Afrobeats, and especially in New York, I feel like it's like the new craze. Like even like all of these like Manhattan clubs and stuff, I'll go in there and like their playlists like before the DJ gets on is Afrobeats. Like they play like Afrobeat top hits or something like that, or like you go to Erzuli or like the Bushwick Brooklyn party scene is like really where it's at. And you know, you go to his party and you can see such a diverse crowd of people that it's like it's transcended like this niche thing, you know. At least in this market, in the New York market. I know like when you go out, the further you go out or like into throughout the country, it might got to keep a little more top line, but over here you can really break new records. And I think that's also why like that being in tandem with the One Motion like collective, adding context to what's happening in the culture in New York and beyond is like really dope to see. You know?
Yeah. Now you said it well.
Yeah.
Definitely said it well.
How's your party doing?
My party's doing good.
Culture Cave.
I'm doing like a revamp right now of it. I mean, last year I kind of had like a running residency at Lot 45. Had a really couple good dates there.
How long have you been doing it for?
Since 2021, officially. I think we started off together, and then you know, he really wanted to do something with Afrobeats, and I'm like, yo, his name is FLYGERIAN. Like, let's step into this, you know, and you know, I was like, yo, I'll help you. I'll do the branding and stuff like that. And then so I did the flyers and I gave him like visuals and all that. And you know, I think the debut flyer was by Rick. This guy named Rick, who was like, God bless his soul, man. Like, rest in peace. But he did a crazy animated flyer of like this eagle flying over the globe from Africa to New York, and like.
So I leaned on him for the creative direction. You know, for that, and we mocked up some.
Yep.
You know,
It's it's great because one of the biggest problems when I talk to younger DJs, even around your age, maybe even a little bit older, is that they're all just doing it themselves, like by themselves. And I'm telling them like, yo, you can't do everything yourself. Like, you have to like kind of like have a homie or have some friends that you guys work with and you guys like help each other and support each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because some of these producers, like, they're just sending me their beats and I'm like, yo, maybe like change this, like, no disrespect, maybe change this up, do this. And they're like, yeah, because I don't know, I have no one to send this shit to. And I'm just like, yo,
bro.
you should be like, there should be like a whole community of y'all just like helping each other. Like, no one seems to be helping each other like that.
Yeah, a lot of people get
know?
locked into their rooms and locked into their phones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta, like Rich Medina said, he kept telling me like, get off the algorithm and get into your rhythm.
into your rhythm.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, man, you're right, because two things, like we always say, we got to delegate and consult. Like, it's just, all right, like if you can't handle it, delegate it to somebody else. If you need to consult, like you need to build that community. If you got to grab lunch with a DJ you like, find some time on the calendar and go hang out with this person. If you're off, go check them out at a set and be like, yo, man, we got a link, like, and just organically build those relationships. So now when I text you at 3:00 on a Monday, like, yo, I'm working on this remix or whatever, and I'll be like, yo, just give me your honest opinion. Like, that's how you slowly build that cachet of like people that the network of people you can talk to.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's also important? I actually like the fact that you guys have full-time jobs and you're like juggling this at the same time. Actually,
He's full-time creative.
Yeah.
But he has a lot on his plate. I mean, graphic design, creative direction.
But I think,
multiple,
but
I get what you're saying.
I think it's important to like have a full-time job.
Yeah.
And to like, learn some of the things from whatever corporate environments you're in.
Yep.
And also appreciate like what you're building on the side.
Right.
Because I feel like sometimes when they're just doing DJing full-time, they might have maybe too much time on their hands. And they're overthinking shit a little bit more. They're maybe on socials a little bit more.
Comparing.
And then it's stopping them from like actually executing something and just putting it out there. Whereas like you guys are just so busy, you're just like, boom, keep it moving, and let's execute it. You guys are doing more with your time, right?
And there's certain skills that are just transferable from a corporate environment.
Right.
I mean, I've learned how to, both of us, I mean, he's at Rock Nation and ESPN, so like we both have that, like, whether it's like networking, connecting, sending a professional email to a club, a owner, you know what I'm saying, just knowing how to use the proper language and communicate. It's just so important, right?
Right.
So these things transfer into our creative life as well. So it's been a blessing.
It shows.
It
fucking shows.
It definitely shows.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's important, like all these little things, like just hearing how you guys navigate through everything, how you guys are representing everything. It's beautiful, man.
Thank you so much.
You know, like it's not going unnoticed. You know, and there's a reason why I have you guys on the show. Like I'm watching, I watch a lot of people. I watch a lot of DJs. I watch everybody. And, I get inspired and I get, I get goosebumps. I get excited when I see like talented young people, anyone that's talented and they're doing it right. And, I think it's great what you guys are doing and how you guys are working together.
Thanks, Crooked. That means a lot to you, man.
I think it's dope, yeah. So anyway, back to Culture Cave, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your party. So this is like year 3 right now for you guys.
Yeah.
And you're rebranding.
Right. So like, I think I got to the point where I'm truly understanding what I want to do at the party.
Yeah.
Because I felt like the the messaging with Culture Cave is kind of like a genre bending experience where like I play a little bit of everything, but you know, that can kind of confuse the average consumer where it's like you can say, like, for instance, like Jaya is a authentic Afrobeats experience, right? And you can go and expect Afrobeats. If I say, hey, I'm going to play house music, Jersey club, hip hop, this and that, like I have to find a way to first get people to buy in and then like clearly communicate that experience to them, if that makes sense. So one thing that I learned is just like putting them in the right space first. So I'm you know, transparently speaking, trying to get venues like LeBain or Silo or like even like the new club Ellie Escobar opened up, Gabriella, like these kind of spaces where the production is there, the ambiance is there, and there's a kind of a walk-in crowd that already respects this kind of music. Like my endeavor is like more towards house music, dance music. Right?
Yeah, there's a culture of dance music being present at those venues. Right. So you want to kind of follow that, but offer your own twist.
Exactly. Because that's what really gets me going as a DJ. Like I've put my 10,000 plus hours into playing hip hop and R&B and these kind of things, and I'm just like, yo, I'm so much more than that. And Culture Cave is going to be the platform for me to express that, and I'm going to bring the DJs that I feel do the same thing. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm going to be announcing some dates in the summer soon, and just kind of like, you know, showing my purpose. But I'm in no rush to like make this a 1,000-person thing. I want it to be a very quality, like if I do 200, 300 people consistently, I'm happy with that's my passion. That's my passion project. And then I can go somewhere with Soldout Dates and do a 2,000 person
always
venue.
Quality, not quantity.
Exactly.
We've been really big on that. Since we met, it was like, yo, listen, we don't care if it's 5 people in the room or if it's 10,000, wherever the case may be. We're gonna always put our best foot forward, but also give people a quality experience. You never know who's in the room, you just never know who's in the room.
Amen.
We've been back to back in it since like 20. Our first club was
Perlay
Glow,
in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
New Brunswick, New Jersey is where the origin story is. Where we had this small bar that fit like 150 people comfortably, probably less, and that's the corporate training. We came in with like a proposed event, a one sheeter with like a custom drink menu. This is what we could serve as food. We came in there blindly, like we want to have a meeting with the manager. Said, okay, we'll give you a Thursday, and we took that Thursday.
What was the bar split? What was it?
There was no bar split.
There was no bar split.
So this is at a time where we didn't even know what that was.
Okay,
so we know. In retrospect, we're like,
did you charge at the door? What was it? You guys were just getting the door?
RSVPs,
yeah.
They'll just pay us a flat rate.
They'll just pay us a DJ fee, DJ rate.
So your proposal was like, we're gonna throw a party and just pay us this amount, and we'll bring this amount of people.
Well, they offered us a DJ rate.
Okay.
And we just split it. And we're like, okay.
All right.
But we were doing damage in there.
Like, we was fucking that club up, okay? So we went in there, we did an R&B party, ballads and bottles, and we sold out the RZPs, packed it out. They were like, okay.
And then this is like also, this is you kind of coming out of college and building a following from college. It's
almost coming, or was this coming?
This is right between. So you graduated that year.
Yep. So it's all coming back to me. So I moved down to South Jersey.
Y'all not that old, like.
No, we're not. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Do you remember?
But some of the smaller details sometimes it's like, okay, you know.
That's something I should be saying. All coming back to me now.
That old voice you like to do.
That's funny. That definitely does sound like that.
2018.
2018. Yeah, I moved back down to South Jersey. He's closer to Rutgers. He's raised in North Jersey, so I'm about 2 hours away at this time. So I'm traveling every week to him, and we're playing this Thursday party. Mind you, I'm also trying. Like, I don't have a job at this point. I have an IT degree. And I'm trying to figure out what the next step is. You know, it's just that weird time. But I'm like, yo, I'm gonna play this music though. So I'm going up every week to him, and I'm waking up for this like
tech boot camp, IT boot camp.
Yeah, IT boot camp that I was doing. And I'm like going there 7 in the morning, but we coming out of the club at 4 a.m. Like, it's crazy. Like,
I love the grind. I was
doing that. Yeah, every
week.
week.
Those grind stories. I like that. You know?
I was doing that every week. And we
2018
end up getting this residency. So you know what I'm saying, and we're getting paid as DJs, and we're pulling our numbers though.
Yeah.
You know.
So every
consistently.
week, like he said, how take Thursdays, right? So
Yeah.
every week we're just like, okay, what are we gonna do? Girls' night out. So we came up with the theme Girls' Night Out, and I would do like these old school R&B, like video girls like TLC or Aaliyah or whatever, put it on the graphic, real vintage vibe. Do that. And then we started coming up with like the versus concept of like trap and soul. We did
before versus, like
it was like Wheezy versus Breezy or Travis and Weeknd or like J. Cole. We were just trying different shit. We're trying to get people to
J.
come
Cole
through.
and Miguel or something like that.
And it was also
just random, just very random.
yes, it was. It was a way for me to get a creative release and then for us to also get our shit off and show we could DJ all kinds of ways. And some nights would be 5 people, some nights would be 300 people.
Yeah.
And we finally got the club is like Glow is like a smaller part of the club, and then it's like the same building. You go around the corner and it's like a big club in the lower level. It's called Per-Lay. So Per-Lay is where we really established ourselves as like a force to be fucked with in Jersey, and they gave us like the side room in that club. They were just trying to slowly get us in there, right? I'm like, all right, we'll do the red room on a Saturday night, and they have like a tech house DJ in the main room. And I remember this vividly. We were DJing in there, and we packed out that red room so much it just poured out into the main room, and the main room was completely empty.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was just like bumping in there, like, because it was basically Glow downstairs. And from there on, they were like, all right, we got to give them a shot. So they started giving us dates. We did Thanksgiving Eve, was like a big day. And then we did Halloween. We did these events. And we're like, yo, keep bringing us in. And, we weren't getting paid the most money, but we were making an impact. Like, we had a platform to DJ at a club with a sound system. And then that next year, they were like, all right, like, who do you guys want to bring? And we're going to start putting you on with some bigger DJs.
Wow.
So that's when we first met Funk Flex. That was like the first big DJ we opened up for.
Wow.
And
a few times too, yeah.
Yeah, and at the time, we're just like, yo, fuck.
We're getting shot
Flex
on the radio at this point. Like, oh, I'm in Perth. Like, Flex did his thing, and it's like, we just took that soundbite. Now, like, we're using that as drops.
Drop.
That was crazy. Like, I mean, at this point, we're just like, yo, we DJing.
That's where that fucking soundbite, because
Showcase what up?
Showcase
that
what up? I was
FLYGERIAN,
like, oh, that's
Showcase what up?
fucking.
Yeah. It's 20.
Who else was that?
Yeah, 20.
Camilo, that we opened up for Camilo. All the big radio DJs, Ramo, First Choice.
First Choice. Yeah.
And then they were like, who do you guys want to bring out? And we picked Mike Nasty. It's a big Brooklyn DJ, plays hip hop and house, and like we seen him. He was like killing shit in New York. Every time we go there, killing shit in New York.
Yep.
And then we ended up going. I went out there. I'm like, yo, we want to fuck with you. Like, we trying to bring you to New Brunswick. I know this isn't the most appealing thing, but like, we got something going on over here. So they didn't have a budget for like travel or anything, and I'm like, yo, we gonna make it work. So I drove from New Brunswick to Flatbush or whatever and picked him up and drove him to the club. And like, we had a long talk, and like, he had these visions of what he wants to do with his parties, and we had the vision. This is before all of this shit really happened. And he killed it. And like, I think the pandemic happened. Fly did like a big birthday party at Per-Lay, and that was kind of like our big bang in 2020,
right before
January 2020. And then after that, it was kind of like the pandemic hit, and we had to find a way to continue surviving and thriving. And I'm like, yo, Fly, like, what are we doing? Sorry, there's a lot going on. But in 2019, I also got a job at ESPN. So with the design background. So I was interning at Rutgers doing design. I submitted a portfolio. They gave me a job. I was a show designer doing graphics for like Sports Center and First Take and shit like that, right? So then I got my job. He has his corporate job. And we end up, just doing our thing, two-way life. And then pandemic hits. We're like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna like keep DJing? That's when like we got to start doing the live streams. And then we create this concept called, or this theme called Quarantine Sessions. So Quarantine Sessions is like a major defining moment for both of us, because we said, all right, let's put out a call to all the DJs on the internet, on Instagram, saying, yo, we're going to do 30-minute sets on Instagram Live, and we're going to run it like a festival. So it's like, or a marathon. So we put out the graphic. The graphic goes crazy. We got people from London, LA, like hitting us up and shit. And we're like, yo, what is happening?
It was like called All the DJs graphic. Like,
yeah. It was like a very, like, I'll send you it, but like, it's like a yellow graphic. It's very hazardous. It looks like real funny. And so then people start reaching out. We lock in. So everybody, like, it starts off at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the DJs get a 30-minute set. They play whatever they want to play. People are jumping into the live. We're like, yo, this is happening. And people are like kind of partying in the live. Yo, who got a section?
Who got hookah?
Like,
send it there in the comments.
And then
those days, man.
Yeah, man, simpler times.
And then by the time, and we would close out the night. So by the time it got to us, it's like 400, 500 people in the chat in the live, and that was big. That's like a party.
Yeah.
And from all over the place. So people are meeting each other and becoming friends in this group, like kind of like how they do on Twitch and streams and stuff, right?
Right.
So then we ended up like doing that, I think, for like a month or two or something like that, and it was really successful. I know me personally, like we started putting our cash tag on there, and I had a vacant apartment in Connecticut, and I was able to cover the rent for that from just streaming on Instagram. And it was like, wow, like DJing is kind of saving my life right now.
Yeah.
Literally.
And keeping me sane because there's so much going on.
In a crazy time, yeah.
I like you call each other, you're like, bro, I can't smell. I can't fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's just Christ. Like,
we had different experience.
I definitely got it, but it was like, you would do that. We would stream and then wake up in the morning and like, clock into work. And my shift was crazy. I was, how he would go back and forth between Vineland, South Jersey, and New Brunswick to DJ. I was doing that when I got the job at ESPN. They had to relocate to Bristol, Connecticut, and that was my first time moving out of the house. Like, and I would work there. My shift was Fridays to Mondays, 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I would drive, like Friday after I get out of work, I would drive down to New Brunswick, 2.5 hour, 3 hour drive, and DJ with him. And then 2 a.m., drive back to Connecticut, go to my next shift. And I was doing that from, from December to like February. And it was not the best thing to do, but I just had this like, it was a hustle. You was hustling. You don't really know that you're in it until you look back. And so like we ended up working from home, all of us working from home now during the pandemic. And it ended up being like, like streaming was kind of carrying us through, and then the Juneteenth thing happened, and then 2021, just to bring back that Mike Nasty thing, after I left Rock Nation, Mike Nasty was the first person to book me in the city in New York.
That's dope.
And he booked me for like this day party at Our Wicked Lady. I remember like having like a good time set. I did my thing, and I just kept getting called backs. Like he kept calling me back, and other people in the city started paying attention to what was going on. We ended up doing a party together at Bar Shimmy in Williamsburg, and it was like what, Rhymes and Rhythms or some shit like that?
Yeah, something like that.
So we we turned that up. It was like finally show and fly. We are in New York City. Like we're finally about to take this shit over.
Yeah.
And that's when like that was like our rookie campaign in the city, 2021, summer 2021.
It's a big deal when you're like, when you're like in Jersey or like even Queens or Brooklyn, and then you have to DJ in the city. It's always a big deal.
Yeah.
Like you kind of like made it a little bit.
We used to always talk about it. And
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, like we're actually here now.
Yeah, we're
You know
not
what I'm
bridging
saying?
tunnel. Like we're actually in the city.
Yeah,
We're
actually in the city.
right?
Like a name that's like familiar though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
we're getting consistent. Like you said, Mike Nasty. I remember so he had played a couple Mike Nasty parties, and then I got on one, and then I remember it was Mike Nasty and Soup, Shot of Soup. He was there, and then he was like, wait, y'all are both lit? Like y'all both really play? I was like, yeah, I mean, so then it's just been history since then.
That's dope.
The bridge.
Yeah.
That's when the bridge started.
Yeah.
So Mike and Soup, they had a stronghold, or still do have a stronghold on the Brooklyn nightlife. Like they literally had a situation. They're still doing it, but back in like 2018-19, Lot 45 was nicknamed Lit 45 because of the events they were doing there.
Wow.
Like lines down the block consistently. And yeah, like once we came onto the scene, they were like, yo, we got to get together. So we started throwing a party called The Bridge, where it connects New York and New Jersey.
Right.
And I did like the graphic design, and I tried to play off the Queensbridge houses logo, like on the projects and shit. Yeah. And we got flack for that, but who cares? But you know, we were packing parties out, and that definitely gave us like a great catapult into where we are today. Of just like, so I got to give them their props.
For sure, man.
Shout out to the bros.
I'm gonna give you props on your edit, the Candy, the cameo with Texas Hold'em.
Thank you, bro.
Yo, I had a question. That's like, I heard you play your edit, but there's like 4 different edits of the Candy, the cameo with Texas Hold'em.
Wait,
have you
really?
heard it? Yeah. There's
like other people have like
there's so many
blended the Texas Hold'em with Candy.
Yeah. There's like,
well, I did it the best. I don't care. Because
you know what's funny? Yeah.
The best part is the second half. Like I do the breakdown of the Candy song. It's chicka 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 chicka.
Yeah.
And I like I put the vocals back and forth with it. You got to listen to the whole.
It's funny. I was gonna ask you if you got any drama about it because so like when Texas Hold'em came out, right? I think someone like the next day made in the Bay. They made like a Candy mashup with it, and then I happened to get an edit from this dude named AAA, like a little bit before yours came out, and then I was talking to Mo. And we were like, "Yo, like some of these motherfuckers are like hitting Mo up, like, yo, you stole my blend." He's like, "Yo, I didn't. This ain't my blend. This is someone else's blend."
Yeah.
But I was just wondering if you were getting any flack for that shit, or if anyone was hitting you up about it. Not yet.
Nah, so like I did it. So I actually did it in New Orleans, and I did it off the Dome.
Yeah.
Like I heard other edits being done, and I was just like, and then I was like, yo, let me just try this shit. I was playing Candy. I'm like, if one thing about me, I'm gonna play Beyonce. Like I just like playing Beyonce, and I just cut the stems, and I just like ran Texas Hold'em on top of it. And there's a part of the song where like she goes off the beat, and it just started playing like that. I'm like, all right, let me backspin that out. But then my friend recorded the video of me playing it, and it was like the crowd was rocking. I'm like, people in the comments, you have to make this an edit. So I was like, all right, like I'll do it, and I put it out, and it's like my highest performing song on Bandcamp right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, all right, well, everybody can eat, but somebody from the Bay doing that is not no surprise. There's a lot of dope ass like. Every time I see a DJ from that area, they always going crazy.
It's
like,
dope.
Like Nopa or like I don't know Miles, all those West Coast dudes, you know.
Yeah.
Send, well, keep me updated. Let me know if you get any. If you have to go to war later.
Yeah.
After this, I will. But I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke, man.
We got your back, Showcase.
I feel like there's so many DJs making blends now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like some of them are kind of like obvious, some of them not so obvious, but it's like everyone's trying to claim I did this first. And some of it is just like great minds think alike kind of shit.
Yeah, I just feel like everybody trying to go viral.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Like I've seen a good number of blends, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've done that, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, like it's like who puts it out first, I guess, with some of these things, right? But some are just really clever, you know, super clever
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Very unique. And there's some where it's like, okay, this is in key, you know.
Yeah. I feel like a lot aren't even like working club DJs. They're just kind of like people making blends, and they're just trying to build a name off
Yeah.
And they getting famous off that shit. Because I'm like, yo, I'm out here and my shit don't got 100,000 likes. And I'm like, but I can't be salty about it. It's just like, yo, for me, the blends, the edits, for me, they just need to be serviceable. Like they need to make sense in my set that is already happening.
Yes,
I'm not a kind of DJ that's gonna play edits the whole set. Like it's like for me, it can kind of give a wow factor as opposed to like just draining out. Like, am I even listening to the original song anymore?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it just has to work. Like, it has to have a purpose. That's all.
In the end, they're like tools and that represent your taste in music, right? And you're just kind of just putting it together, and you're kind of showcasing a little bit more of yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Pun intended.
Yeah. Pun intended. There you go. I'm looking forward to your Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I'm going to be tapped in. I'm going to try to hit y'all up. And I'm going to try to make it out there. I'm going to try to make it out there.
We got y'all VIP passes ready, man. Don't worry.
I need the golf cart. I need all that shit. All right.
I need to be standing next to Queen Latifah.
I need some drink tickets. I need some meal tickets. I need everything.
Yeah, I need the meal tickets.
Like, I just want to salute you guys, man. Like, salute you guys. Like, You guys are doing dope shit, man. I can't wait. I'm excited to see what else y'all do, man.
You guys are killing, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Showcase and FLYGERIAN. Thank
Yes,
you for coming
sir.
through, man.
Thanks, y'all.
Let's get it.
If you want to watch more episodes from R.O.A.D Podcast, click either links on the left or the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new uploads throughout the week. Peace.